Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We're here, of course, it's a Wednesday night, so we're here for AEW Dynamite. Kind of like the go home episode for Double or Nothing, but technically it's Rampage. It's to go home, but yeah, tonight should be a epic Dynamite.
Yeah, like I said, this one I've been looking forward to all week. I have not been able to sit still all day at work, so let's see what happens.
Beat it. What are you watching AEW on? Like, how do you watch it?
I'm watching on Hulu through my smart TV.
I watch it on YouTube TV. Kind of the same thing, but
yeah,
cable just got a little expensive.
Well, there's no need to have cable now with streaming.
Yeah, like even on streaming, you can still go back and watch stuff without even having to press record.
Cage match up first.
Yep. Oh god, MJF's wearing that. I knew he wasn't going to just wear a regular ref attire.
Those shorts.
Right. That don't look right on MJF. That don't look right. I wonder who told him he looked good in those.
MJF himself.
Or Sean Spears.
I can see Spears, but wow, that's
Oh, the referee shirt he's got on, it's kind of like his scarf.
Yeah, that's. Oh my gosh, I can't unsee this.
Why is Sean? Oh, forgot Sean Spears is wrestling. I don't know if anyone's seen the Sean Spears promo on it was the road to Dynamite, and Sean Spears cut a promo on there, and like that was a very good promo. A lot of people don't think that Sean Spears can cut very good promos, but he's great on the mic.
Yeah, he's very underrated for sure.
I could definitely see him as a TNT champion.
Yeah, I agree.
Down the road.
Wow, that mask and entrance. That's I was surprised on this one.
Yeah, he hasn't done this before. Looks cool. I'm glad he's still doing the chair thing because ever since he hit Cody with the chair in 2019, he's used it.
The chairman.
That's 3 years ago, so that's long-term storytelling.
I'm glad they've kept it for sure. I'm glad they've kept it. I'm glad he's kept it part of his character.
Yeah. I bet Wardlow doesn't even get a theme song tonight.
To be honest with you, he doesn't really need a theme song. It almost reminds me of back when Jericho went up against MJF when everybody was singing his song. So I don't think he really needs an entrance.
Yeah. They're going to be chanting Wardlow. That's his. They got a bunch of kids as it looks like as Wardlow's security. How's he going to fight? Oh, is he supposed to fight with handcuffs?
I don't think so. I think they're going to take it off once he gets to the cage.
Because ain't no way he would win. But I'm curious to see how, like, he's obviously going to eat, like, he has to win because they've already been promoting the match for Double or Nothing. If I was them, I wouldn't have promoted it yet. I would have done after this match.
That is true. I'm curious to see how they're going to work it.
This is the third cage match in AEW. Well, if you count the Blood and Guts.
Yeah, because you had Cody, Blood and Guts. No, it'd be, if we count Blood and Guts before, because you had Cody, this one, Blood and Guts, and then you had Thunder Rosa versus Brit.
I forgot about that one, yeah.
That was fun to see that live.
Yeah, that was good. Like, you wouldn't see a women's match like that on WWE
No. Especially after kind of what Ember Moon has been releasing, saying how they want them to dress and act. It almost reminds me they're going backwards a little bit.
They're going back to the diva area. That's what it seems like. Because not everyone's going to be like Mandy Rose. I mean, not everyone has the same look or the same personality. MJF's got a whistle. And he's beating up. I knew.
And Warlow still has his handcuffs on. He might actually win this one with handcuffs.
Yeah.
Or he'll hulk up and break him.
I've been seeing that CM Punk and MJF is still feuding. It's like they're still feuding even though they're not interacting with each other. Because when they was in Long Island, they were kind of feuding with the jerseys that they wore.
One thing for sure, they've been planting the seeds. Like I said, even MJF in one of his promos said that this ain't over after the dog collar match.
Oh yeah, it's not over.
That's why, like I said, that kind of helps my prediction for this coming Sunday. I definitely think CM Punk's finally going to get the championship.
I think Punk's gonna win it, and if he does win it, I'd like to see at Revolution 2023 CM Punk and MJF be 3. Yeah, MJF and CM Punk 3, but this time for the AEW World Title. That'll make it even more special.
Yeah, I'd probably give Punk at least 1 or 2 pay-per-view wins.
Oh, this is like a handicap match.
It's kind of what I was expecting. Almost gives me Vince McMahon vibes.
Yeah, what was that match? It was a steel cage match, and Steve Austin. Who was it? I can't remember what the match was, but Vince was the referee.
Was it the Boss Man, or was it was it the Giant?
I can't remember. I know I saw Vince McMahon. Oh, he broke the handcuffs off.
Uh-oh.
This escalated quickly.
Calling it now. Yeah. I think knock MJF out and have another ref come down. I think that's how we're going to get Wardlow to win.
Yeah, MJF's going to be down and another referee's going to come in. Or I think they can climb out of the cage, right? So necessarily there doesn't have to be a referee involved.
The way to win is the pinfall.
Oh, you can't climb out of the cage?
Yeah, but I think one thing, if they keep the same rule, you could, but the way to win is only by pinfall and submission. I hope somebody makes a gif of MJF's footless.
It's coming. He's not even counting. Of course he's not going to count.
No. You knew that was going to happen. That senton, though, man, he barely made that.
Yeah, he barely.
We don't need to get hurt before the best.
Did you guys hear about AEW introducing? I don't think they've made it official, but if anyone's seen AEW released a new Owen Hart T-shirt today, they had one, the King of Hearts, and now they got another one, and Owen Hart's on the shirt, and then on the background has like a title, like behind him, and I'm predicting that the winners of the Owen Hart men's and women's tournament will receive a new title as an Owen Hart themed title. Because it's kind of funny how they would put a title behind Owen Hart in that T-shirt.
Like I said, I think it'd be like something special, kind of like how WWE was trying to make that huge battle royale in Saudi.
Yeah,
I think they'll do something similar to that. But I don't know. I guess we could get trials, maybe a women's tag title.
Well, I'm thinking they're going to be like individual titles, like one for the men's and women's.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. We'll see on. Oh, wow. Oh, man. He knocked him out cold.
Oh, fell like a tree.
And Sean Spears can throw a chair because we've seen what he did to
You
Cody.
know, just watching MJF this. Wow, just listening, I can hear them like way over the headphones. Wow. Uh-oh.
I was going for the.
Ooh, oh.
Powerbomb City.
The Sweet Symphony. Can't say that right. Uh-oh. I bet he does at least 6.
Yep, here comes. Oh, Bryce Remsburg.
I think MJF has seen like. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, this match is very good so far. This is wow.
Yeah, this has been a good way to start the show. Kind of glad they didn't say it for last.
Oh, is MJF going to get a
Wow, that
power?
was.
Come on, security's going to prevent. Why do they got like 100 security guards back there ready for Wardlow?
Oh yeah.
And MJF's trying to.
Security guards.
Did a Wardlow win on your end?
Yeah, I just got it.
He's destroying these security guards.
Guards look a little young.
Oh. Oh, he went out of the cage. Where's Wardlow's going up to the top? He isn't going to dive off. Because who is going to dive on? I wouldn't do that.
Kind of agree with Excalibur's statement. This has definitely been one of the best matches to start the show.
Yeah.
Great visual.
It's official now. It's official now the match is happening.
I feel like he's had some redemption after the Cody match for sure. They're still chanting his name.
Yeah, they're talking about the thing that happened in Texas. I don't really want to get too touchy with it because I don't.
Yeah.
What match do you think Connor will
Yeah,
be the
like
best match?
that's
That's really tough to say. Very tough to say. I would have to go.
I think
with,
Hangman and CM Punk would be great.
Yeah, that match is going to be a great match. I'm saying MJF and Wardlow will be like a slow style match. Like like your traditional Ric Flair match or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
But besides um, Hangman and CM Punk, I gotta say the tag titles is probably going to be a good match.
I probably would go with. I even see the Hardys and the Young
Guys.
Bucks doing good.
I just had to pop in. That was like the best first match of like any Dynamite ever on the planet. I'm just like sitting here with my husband. We're just watching, like eating our sushi, watching Dynamite. Like, what even was
Welcome, guys.
that? That was like the best first match.
Lots of fun.
Dynamite
That's what that was.
ever.
Yeah, that was a great match.
What did I just watch? Did you watch the same match I watched? That was wild.
Yeah, Wardlow
I'm
almost
still
got
smiling.
MJF there.
What's that?
So close.
Oh, I said Wardlow almost got MJF. Almost.
Oh man, and then our man Bryce Remsburg came out. I was like, it's Bryce. Oh my god, I'm on my phone. I had to pop in just because that match was so great. It's like I'm sitting here like taking like my notes for the review tomorrow, and it's just like that was wild. That was like a 10 out of 10. Like that should have been the main event, but I'm like so glad they opened with it. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was a very great match.
Yeah, I had to like sneak on just to pop in for that.
I hope they just build all this energy for sure.
Like, what is even going to happen for the rest of the Dynamite with how great that match was?
Punk and Hangman's next, so I don't know what could be the main event.
Who even knows? Well,
could it be the trios match?
The triple threat, yeah, we'll see. Well, guys, enjoy the rest of Dynamite. I'm going back to my sushi, but I just had to pop in for that. Bye.
Well, enjoy your sushi.
It's
good to see you.
The Dynamite review and Rampage ramp up. Bye.
Well, thanks, Carly.
Always a pleasure to hear from her.
Yeah. Jericho Appreciation Society. What is Chris Jericho wearing?
What?
Oh, who is that? Oh. Jericho, you need a different attire. Oh, that's not working.
They're Fireball. Very sports entertainment.
What match is going to be the best match on Dynamite tonight? I think it's going to be the triple threat match between Jungle Boy, Shane Swerve, and Ricky Starks. I think that's going to be the best match tonight.
I disagree. I don't think anything's going to be able to beat that cage match.
Yeah, the cage match was good. Hey, Derek. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying the show just like we are. Still one of the best entrance themes.
Yeah.
Do they want to get a good pull part?
Do you want to get what?
Do they want to get a good pull part? Do you think they're going to do anything towards each other?
Yeah, something's going to happen. Hey, someone's got the shirt that you're wearing.
Awesome. It's a good shirt. It's probably top 3 like favorite shirts I own for wrestling.
Yes, Alex, CM Punk.
Still looks good. Just a little more gray.
Hangman has officially surpassed Jericho's reign as champion. Jericho had the belt for 160 something days. Hangman,
Really?
last time I checked, Hangman's at 193 days. Fixing to be at 200.
We're getting closer.
But I think his reign's going to be stopped at 195, 196 at Double or Nothing, like 4 days away from 200.
Yeah, that's gonna sting a little bit, but there's a lot more programs they could put him in. So I don't think Hangman's going to be leaving Dynamite anytime soon.
No.
I still think he's going to be.
He's going to be getting top feuds.
It's hard because people don't consider him the face of AEW, which is kind of sad because he's one of the best talents they have.
Yeah, he's put on, I would say this whole year, he's put on 5-star matches since Kenny's been gone. He's really stepped up to the plate and put on a lot of great matches. Like AEW is missing Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes, and they've got top tier matches every week.
And I think that's kind of why a lot of people are starting to not go away from the product, but hopefully after if Punk does win, hopefully we'll get $1 million in. Because like I said, when Cody left, that kind of hurt a little bit. They all bandwagon and jump back over to WWE, but I don't know. I think once Kenny comes back, I think we're gonna have a lot more fun. I think there's gonna be a lot of crazy things that are gonna happen. Hopefully, he'll come back for Forbidden Door.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping for. But they said that they have no idea when he's gonna be back. Like he doesn't have a timetable when he'll be back.
Yeah, I read an article that he was still having like complications from his surgery and he hasn't healed like he was supposed to.
The background, you and Lane background looks cool. Yeah, Lane has Darby, now I have Christian Cage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Darby's one of my favorite.
The match we're most looking forward to is the period this Sunday. I gotta say the match that they're promoting now, Hangman and CM Punk. That's the match I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I would definitely say probably CM Punk and Hangman. Also curious to see how the finals are going to turn out for the Owen Cup. I hope there's a lot of emotion for it. It's great to see Owen Hart's name mentioned in a very positive light in wrestling again.
Yeah, tonight we get Samoa Joe and Kyle O'Reilly.
Ooh, that's going to be awesome. I guarantee you it's going to be a very good wrestling clinic.
Yeah, tonight we'll see who goes against Adam Cole. And I also think with the NBA playoffs, that really had a big impact on the ratings. But
yeah,
tonight they only have one NBA game, and it starts at 7:30. Well, Central Time, my end.
Yeah.
So I got 4 minutes until that game starts.
But
this is the go home episode, so maybe they'll draw at least 900,000, almost to that 1 million mark.
I think we might actually be at the 1 million mark, especially with the cage match. I think a lot of people are going to tune in for that one.
Yeah. I'm fixing to get a heated promo right here.
One thing I have to admit about Hangman though is since he's been champion, his promo work has gone a lot better.
Tony Schiavone's like, oh, I don't want any part of this.
Right. See, I think the only thing that's going to be Hangman's downfall is CM Punk's going to break down his speed. Hangman's fast, but I think with CM Punk, he's almost like a really good chess player. He may look like he's down, but like I said, but towards that middle or the end of the match, I think that's when we're going to see a huge turnaround and actually go in Punk's favor.
A lot of people like to say that CM Punk's slowing down or he's getting older and stuff, but normally in his entire career, he's had that fast pace, and then middle of the match, he's gone a little bit slower. That's always wrestled, really.
True, and I think with having a little more diverse, wrestlers that he's going against, like especially with Darby, that was one of his best matches, in my opinion, in his whole career.
Yeah, that was a good match. I thought it was CM Punk and John Moxley versus FTR. That was a very great match.
Oh yeah, anything especially with FTR, like I said, they're great at putting a baby face over, and now with them being faces themselves, they really definitely show that they can play both sides and have phenomenal matches. Hopefully, we'll see another match with the Bucks.
Hangman's. CM Punk's part of All Elite Wrestling.
He's almost drawing from from Punk's critics since he's came back. I'm liking this.
CM Punk. Blueprint, Matt Morgan. Anyway's not going to shake his hand. A little bit of. Oh. I knew it. I knew there's going to be some physicality in this.
Man, it makes me so excited for Sunday.
That was a heated promo.
Oh! That was a stiff shot.
This feud just amped up 100 times more. Like that promo. Like that's one of the best Hangman promos.
I would say it's probably his best one.
Yeah, like since he's got a title, like he's a champion, he has more to he's got more to sacrifice, or how do I put it? He's got more to.
Mhm. I feel like he's got more confidence and more swagger.
When do you guys think Rampage will be a 2-hour show? With the new owners of Discovery, as they bought out Warner Media, I don't know if that will. I think if they did like a Dynamite Grand Slam, like they did before, and they had a 2-hour Rampage for a Rampage uh, Grand Slam, they might do a 2-hour show then, but I don't see it going to happen weekly. But if I was them, I would have Rampage weekly every Friday, 2-hour show, and live, like its own touring schedule, like because
I would
really, it's like really they're only wrestling one time a week unless they have a dark taping at Universal Studios. So wrestling 2 nights a week might improve some of the younger wrestlers wrestling more on TV than one time a week.
Yeah, I think hopefully in the next maybe year or two, I think we'll get a 2-hour or 2-hour Rampage. Like I said, there's a lot of talent. I feel like I said, the roster is bloated, but I think if we would, extend the hours, maybe even change the day, I think that definitely will help.
Yeah, because normally on a Friday night, people's going out to eat or going places or hanging out with friends or Friday night stuff. So I think they should put it on Tuesdays to go against NXT, and NXT is not gonna, or Thursdays.
Like I said, at this point, NXT, isn't like it was, back when they were going head to head in the Wednesday Night War. Now it's basically just back to being developmental with, some interesting characters from what I've seen. I don't know,
I seen the other night. Really, the only ones that stand out to me is Braun Breaker, Von Wagner, and it's really it. Maybe Mandy Rose a little bit.
I'm just surprised Breaker's not on the main roster yet.
His last name should be
yeah.
Steiner. We already know we already know that his dad's Rick Steiner.
To me, that just makes no sense why they didn't. Charlotte Flair, she kept her name. Almost reminds me of like Curtis Axel, also, Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas, why change? They had, pretty good lineage with their dads, and why can they not keep that? Especially, with Breaker, I think, I'm surprised they haven't. I don't know why they just didn't continue it, unless when he came in, unless they weren't still on good terms with the Steiners. That's the only thing else I can see.
I think they should be on good terms with them now because I think Scott Steiner and Triple H kind of settled their beef and everything.
Yeah, especially after Triple H. I'm glad he recovered after that. His heart issues.
Yeah,
I think that might have helped. With the Steiners. Oh, shout out to Eddie Kingston wearing a Terry Funk shirt. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. I wish I could have Terry Funk on the AEW one time, but he's really in bad health, I've heard.
Yeah, it breaks my heart for sure. He gave so much to this business and inspired so many of these wrestlers, especially with Moxley and Eddie Kingston.
You guys are doing a great job of the show. Well, thank you. It's only 2 of us tonight, so we're trying to make it interesting.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Next week, Mr. Jacobs should be back full weeks.
Yeah, I hope his move's going well.
Yeah, he's moving. He lives in Texas, but he's moving somewhere else in Texas. So
Us Texans got to stick together.
Is this a regular tag match? And they're bringing out tables. They're not even using them. They just drug it out. That's kind of
setting
stupid.
it for later.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make sense to bring out a table and just sit it there. Someone's going through a table. Maybe it's Jericho. I have a feeling Jericho's going to do something.
I hope so.
Else. Moxley and Eddie Kingston hasn't teamed up in a while.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing because I loved them as a team. I thought they would be a good contender for the tag titles.
They went against the Young Bucks last year at Double or Nothing.
Man, it's already been a year. That's crazy.
And that was a great match. That match.
One thing I have to admit about with Kingston, ever since he joined AEW, he's looked a lot better. He looks more thin. He looks like his skills have improved. He looks a lot smoother and faster in the ring.
Yeah.
And after that match last year with the Bucks, I've always had respect for him ever since his match with Cody. But man, he just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston's improved since. First time I saw Eddie Kingston was when he was in Impact Wrestling as a kind of like a manager to Santana and Ortiz. He wrestled a little bit, but I didn't really care for him in Impact because he really wasn't a wrestler. He was basically like a manager who just got beat up. But once he joined AEW, I really didn't care for him. But once I seen his match with Cody, and then he had a match with Moxley, and then his matches with other people, it really got me used to him actually being a serious wrestler. Because in Impact, he was mainly just a manager who always got beat up like Mark Sterling.
One thing though, I had to admit though, I saw your list earlier that you posted on Twitter, that quiz, or poll, I guess I should say. I think Eddie Kingston would be a good TNT champion. I think it gives him a new perspective.
I would have put more people on there, but on Twitter, like they only give you 4 things for a poll. They only give you 4 slots. Yeah. I would have put like 10 people on there. Because there's plenty of people who can win the TNT title. Ricky Starks, Eddie Kingston, Pac, Jake Hager, Lance Archer, Dante Martin, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Christian Cage.
Yeah, especially with Dante. Like I said, Dante has been, I think the only thing he really needs to work on a little bit is just get a little more promo, a little more character. The kid's got skill. And for being like, the age he is, as long as he stays healthy, like I said, I think in the next couple of years, he's definitely going to be the next big thing.
I think he also should maybe slow down the ring just a tad, because every match it seems the same with him. Like doing the same high flying move. I mean, I love all his movesets, but maybe make each match different. Like not all the same high flying spots every match.
I kind of hope like Matt Sydal kind of does what Christian has done, because I think Christian, especially with Christian, I think he's definitely taught Jungle Boy at least a little more characteristic, a little more in-depth storytelling in his matches. And I think Dante can definitely improve on that for sure. And I think if Matt Sydal can come in, and especially with his brother, with Dante's brother being out, hope he recovers soon. But if Dante can learn a lot more from Matt Sydal and factor and build and learn how to do a character, yeah, the kid can. I think we'll be talking about Dante like we do about Darby, Sammy, and Ricky.
Yeah. Oh, Logan James. Do you guys watch TNA? I don't watch it like I used to and years ago, but I keep up with it occasionally. Recently subscribed to Impact Plus and been watching some of that.
Yeah, I went back at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view. I'm a huge Matt Cardona fan, and so I just had to be there that night for him. And ever since then, I've started watching Impact. I'm way behind, but I definitely think their wrestling is great. And I wish they would have a bigger audience, because these guys are super talented, and I think they're very underrated. And hopefully, I think they could do a good invasion angle with Ring of Honor coming back out, especially with Honor No More. There is some stories to tell there, and especially with Deanna, Morrissey. I'm glad they were able to bring them in. And hopefully there's something there. And I think Tony is slowly dropping hints.
I think that could, because Deanna, like she was really the women's champion. Then just because she couldn't make it to the, like she wasn't injured or anything, just because she couldn't make it to the show, they just did an interim. That could be a whole invasion with W. Morrissey and.
Mm-hmm. Well, because she was, I can't remember because I was at WrestleCon that weekend and I went to the Impact show. And she was on that, and I'm surprised. And I'm surprised she didn't do what the Briscoes did, or I'm surprised that they didn't have her come in. That's one thing that kind of, I guess, ticked me off with AEW and Tony Khan. It's like, why didn't you bring Deonna Purrazzo in? She is one of the best female wrestlers right now in the world.
Yeah, because Briscoes did a double show that night too with Impact and AEW and Ring of Honor.
Oh, they killed it with against the Good Brothers, man. Like that was.
So if they did it, I don't really understand how she couldn't do it.
I think it was just timing of the matches because I think way that her match was, I think the Ring of Honor show was still going on. So
whose match was like whose match happened first, Briscoes or Deonna's?
Deonna's. Briscoes were the main event.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, like they would have had to put Deonna's first match of the night. Now we really tight. I don't know how far the two places were.
From reports saying they were, let's see, because it was in Garland. It was probably about 15 minutes or 20 minutes away from between the hotel and the arena.
Oh, Moxley's. He's dominating Isaiah Cassidy. Almost elbows.
Ooh, those
real stiff.
Wow, that and tap out.
I'm glad that match wasn't a squash match because the Private Party actually got some offense in that match.
I wish more for Private Party. I think they need to get away from Andrade.
Jericho appreciation.
I love Moxley. That was great.
It's kind of funny how Jericho and Moxley's feuding again.
It makes sense though, because think about it. Moxley is, a die-hard wrestler, and like I said, it just makes sense.
Yeah, and Jericho and them's just sports entertainers. Yeah, someone's going through that table. That's the reason they brought it out. Now since they got a big brawl,
right?
Oh, Jericho goes through that table,
or even then, just slam either Jericho or Garcia or one of the 2.0 guys. I can't remember their names. But
Matt Lee would be perfect.
Right. But dude, slam them like on like the legs of the table, like just to emphasize the pain. That would definitely tell a good story. But I don't know. Is someone going through that table or is it just sitting there?
No one's going for it. Someone's got the timekeeper's table out. I don't know what's going on here. Why did they drag the timekeeper's table all the way from where it was all the way to the other side of the ring? How did that
there we go. Just throw the table.
How did that even happen?
I think it's showing. I think it's kind of showing how crazy it's going to be on Sunday.
They just brought the table out for nothing.
Yeah, I think Bully Ray might address this tomorrow on Busted Open, but to me, that table it didn't need to be there. It didn't make sense.
If you weren't going to use it, no reason to bring it out or anything. William Regal's pissed. Why wasn't he down there doing something?
Because somebody in the Blackpool Combat Club has to keep their head cool.
Wheeler Yuta's not. He's not going to be at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Has the tournament started yet in Japan, or are they waiting on quarantine?
I don't really keep up with a lot of New Japan, so I don't know if they've. Is it supposed to be the G1 tournament?
I think it's the Battle of the Super Juniors. Let's see. Let me Google this real quick. Let's see. Let's see. It is. No, but it's the New Japan Cup. I know it's either. No, actually, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. It is. Is it best? Here, let me pull up their schedule here in a second. Yeah, it's a New Japan Cup. You're right. That's one thing I have to admit about Japan. They do some great tournaments. I need to start watching more.
Yeah, I used to watch in Japan when they had AJ Styles and King Omega and the Young Bucks. Like really, once AEW happened, that's where I went to. Like when all of them left, I left with them.
No, it's true. Like I did the same thing because when Cody left WWE, like I followed him straight to New Japan and started watching. Once he joined Bullet Club, I watched a lot more of his independent matches. Started watching more of Kenny and the Bucks, and yeah, like I said, that's what started. I'm glad they started AEW, and that's really kind of. I'm glad I got. I found a bigger passion for wrestling. I was getting a little bit burnt out before AEW happened. I was just, I don't know, it just some things I wasn't agreeing with the bookings in WWE. Like it was just time.
If it wasn't for AEW, I probably would have, like, that would have been it. That would have been my last straw for wrestling. I feel like because WWE was just going downhill, and like they had so much great talent, and everyone was being used as a joke, and it was hard to watch. I mean, I tried to watch Impact, but it's just not like I wanted something like WWE but bigger. And AEW is that.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, with Impact, going back to that for there a second, I think with the pandemic when that happened, and then like I said, there was a lot of wrestlers that when they left went to Impact, and I think that really did help.
Yeah, I like Impact. They got a lot of great wrestlers. Trey McGill, Josh Alexander, Moose, Deanna Perrazzo, Jordan Grace.
Moose is crazy to watch live.
He actually stayed at my house one time.
Really?
I used to help out with this wrestling promotion, local wrestling promotion, and I was trained to be a wrestler. And they didn't have a hotel. Like they brought him in 4 times because he was the champion at the show, and he was coming back 4 times, like to defend the belt at each show he was at. Then one of the shows he stayed at my house because they didn't have a hotel booked for him, and he stayed in my room.
Wow, that's a story. That's awesome.
He actually signed my door.
Dude.
But I will say, I don't want to say it on there. It's just some people need to clean up behind themselves.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I'm not talking about you, but the person who stood at my house. If you, but like overall, Moose is a cool guy. It was just weird seeing someone on Impact at your house.
Oh yeah. Do you think FTR is going to retain in this match?
Oh yeah, this is going to be a great match, but there's no way they're losing them.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised they say this one for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, because FTR right now doesn't look like they're going to be on the pay-per-view.
Which is sad, but I think we're going to hear an announcement about on Sunday for the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, because he officially became the owner like 3 weeks ago. So I think he's probably got an event booked. And there's supposed to be tapings like for weekly shows. So
because I think, like I said, using FTR and Samoa Joe almost as like a gatekeeper. That's like I said, you have 3 the best wrestlers in the world as your champions, and then having Wheeler Yuta, and then Jonathan Gretchen. Like he's been, even though Jonathan's kind of, he's not the tallest person, but man, his physique and then his skills in the ring.
I want to see Jonathan Gresham versus who's that tall guy with Jay Lethal? Sama Singh.
Yes,
I want
that
to
would
see him
be
and Jonathan Gresham.
talk about twisting a big guy into a pretzel.
I
I
love
love.
Jackie Rogers.
Let's see.
I wish they would come to Canada.
I bet in
Yeah.
due time.
I think that's going to be the first country outside the United States they go to. But they've been saying that the next pay per view after Double or Nothing, I look all out. It's going to be in Toronto, Canada. I don't know if that's how true that is, but they're saying that's where it's going to be.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. I think, like I said, I think now with restrictions with COVID kind of wrapping up a little bit, hopefully.
Look, I know they could probably go to Canada and the UK now because things have opened up between those two countries.
Yeah,
Well,
I think yeah,
not totally, but a lot. It's more accessible to go to different countries for us for wrestling shows now because WWE's been doing it.
like I said, I think it's just in due time. Like I said, I think it would be awesome to do, like a Stampede special and bring Bret in to be like a special guest for it. Kind of pay homage to some of the greatest wrestlers in Canada. Because think about it, a lot of the best wrestlers in the world come from Canada. Think about you have Bret, Owen, now nowadays you have Kenny and Jericho.
Yeah. A lot of people think Kenny's from Japan, but he's from Winnipeg, Canada.
Which is interesting because they said, him and Jericho, both from Winnipeg.
Jericho, Kenny Omega, Trish Stratus, Edge, Christian, Petey Williams, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I forgot Owens and because I think Owens was part of like the French area.
Yeah,
there was a great story where he learned English from watching wrestling.
I'll look up wrestlers from Canada. Of course, number one that pops up is Bret Hart. Roddy Piper's from Canada?
I forgot Piper. Really? Piper's from Canada?
That's what it's got on here. He was born in I don't know how Saskatoon, Canada.
Never heard of that place.
Of course, Edge, Christian, Jericho, Owen Hart, Kevin Owens, Christian Cage. Jinder Mahal's from Canada.
Yeah.
He was born in Canada?
How did that happen? I think his parents came over from India and got citizenship in Canada.
Oh, I forgot about Bobby Roode, Lance Storm. Of course, Chris Benoit.
Yeah, I feel like Bobby Roode's being a little wasted. I thought he would be one talent that would come over
to AEW.
Because think about it, I think he just sits in catering. I haven't seen him pop up on. I don't think he even made events.
He was his biggest push he got in WWE was in NXT. But now he's teaming up with who is it? Dolph Ziggler? Is that who he's teaming up with?
They're still together?
Yeah, I think I saw him on NXT 2.0. Like in TNA, Bobby Roode was world champion. He was putting on all kinds of great matches. Him and AEW would be a whole lot better. But I don't think he's had the opportunity to leave.
Maybe he just doesn't want to leave. Think about it. He's comfy and eats food and does a little wrestling here and there. Gets paid to do it. So
I don't know when his contract expires, or I don't think he's had the opportunity to even leave, even if he wanted.
One thing that surprises me though, and I think WWE kind of dropped the ball also on Finn Balor. Yeah. That still makes me mad to this day. Like he got hurt. I'm like, you can't get mad at him for Seth literally injured Finn by complete accident. And of course, one thing I do criticize Vince about is if they're not, like a Roman Reigns or a Randy Orton build, if you get hurt once, you're never getting near that championship picture again. I think the last time he did was against Brock, and I think Brock squashed him a little bit, and it just didn't sit right. And then he went back to NXT, and I thought, we were finally going to see a very similar character to, the Prince, from New Japan, but yeah, that didn't last long, did it?
Yeah, he Seth Rollins injured Sting and Finn Balor, and it was the same moves too.
That's right. It was the same.
It was the buckle bomb, but Sting's was to the turnbuckle, and then Finn Balor's was to the barricade outside the ring. Same move.
Well, at least they're both still wrestling. Because I thought Sting was done for.
Yeah, but at the Hall of Fame, he said it's not a goodbye, just see you later. And he pops up in AEW.
Well, I also think with WWE, like, they should have booked Sting to beat Triple H. That to me, I think it was just a statement to say that, hey, you were the one guy we could not get from WCW, and we're just going to bring you in and embarrass you.
They should have just done Sting and the Undertaker.
What could have been, but don't know why they never pulled the trigger.
Yeah, Sting refused to go. He went to TNA. He refused to go all those years.
Which I'm glad, because, like I said, Sting was amazing at TNA. Like I've been trying to go back and watch some of his moments and matches, and he had a great career in TNA.
I feel like I don't know, his WCW career was amazing.
Oh yeah, WCW that was a whole nother animal, especially with when he was with the Wolfpack. But it was like almost like a reinvention, especially with Joker Sting.
Yeah,
that was like, he really is. Even though he took inspiration from the Crow and the Joker, but man, he knows how to be a good character. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll say that throughout his career, he's able to reinvent himself and still be entertaining and still be noticed. Like, because some guys just have the same character.
Some of the best moments in wrestling were, they had to reinvent themselves. Look at Hogan when especially when he turned into Hollywood Hogan, turned heel. That saved his career for sure. Because think about it, he was a baby face for since he started his career, went through Japan, won the championship in WWF.
He had never turned heel until then. That was a pretty good match with FTR and I don't know, what is it, Roppongi Vice? Roppongi, I don't know how to pronounce.
I can't really pronounce it, but yeah, that's like with Rock Romero and Trent.
That was a good suplex. Speaking of Impact, Rocky Romero's made a few appearances on Impact.
Rocky Romero's everywhere. He really is taking over the wrestling world.
AEW, New Japan, Impact, a little bit of like MLW, Major League Wrestling.
He might even had like a little stint or had a couple shows in GCW too. Like he's guy's got talent.
I wonder who he's under contract with.
I think he's under contract. I think he's still under contract with New Japan, but I think it's kind of the same concept with like Moxley, where he's allowed to work, AEW, Impact. He can go out there and wrestle a couple of different, promotions.
What if FTR loses the tag titles?
I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna lose it tonight. I think there's that would be awesome, crazy, like surprise. Definitely, that would definitely set the night up for sure to be like one of the best Dynamites, at least for a go home show. And to be honest with you, it's been, I thought it was gonna be a little more not sloppy, but this has been probably one of the best Dynamites I have seen in the last probably about 3 or 4 months.
I'm looking at contracts expiring. Undertaker signed a 15-year deal. Doesn't expire till 2034. Well, not to wrestle, really, kind of like a Legends contract.
Yeah, like it's crazy how much merch he still sells. like I was looking at it because when I went to WrestleCon, they had a few of his wrestling figures for sale. $400. It's like
Was it signed or?
it was signed. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. Oh, strong zero. Well, that could have been a 3.
It could have been. Yeah.
Wait, what? What? What are they doing here?
Ow.
I did not.
Wow,
see
that was close. Holy cow. Like I almost thought that was it.
You haven't seen who came out yet.
DQ finish, man. That
Jeff Cobb back in
it's good to see him
AEW.
back though. But dang,
Really?
like who's the other guy though?
This is going to be a match in a Ring of Honor. Like they're going to continue this rivalry in Ring of Honor.
I would even say maybe Forbidden Door.
Ooh, I love Jeff Cobb's finish.
Is it the Tour of the Islands? Is that what it is, or is it like a variation of it?
Yeah, kind of. That they could just have at a Forbidden Door, but since it was for the Ring of Honor tag titles, I could see them crossing over with Ring of Honor. Ooh, dude. Well, at least we got one table spot tonight.
Didn't
Well,
disappoint.
Jeff Cobb and them are going for the table. They're doing the table of what they was supposed to do in that match to make up for it.
Right. I just wish they would have waited and had FTR win cleanly though.
Oh,
I don't know. Like,
yeah,
it was
wish it was a
looking to be
winner.
one of the best matches, yeah. But great way to ooh, this is gonna hurt.
It wasn't a time limit draw, so I wonder how they'll do the records. Because AEW has the records. I wonder how they'll do that. It's a
Because
draw.
do they attack what was it do they attack FTR first or because if they attacked FTR first, wouldn't it just be a DQ?
Pretty much, yeah.
I really did miss Jeff Cobb. Like I thought he was gonna be a permanent fixture in AEW, but good to see him back.
Or they have one of the Ring of Honor commentators. I don't know what his name is, but I didn't know he was commentating that match.
I didn't either. I was too focused on the match itself. That was.
I know they had the Ring of Honor ring announcer on there. I know.
I like his voice. He has a really good punctuation.
What's his name? I can't think of his name, but he's from all the Ring of Honor matches I've watched, he's always the ring announcer. Like if you hear his voice, you know you're watching Ring of Honor.
I'm probably gonna butcher this, but it's Ian Riccaboni. Riccaboni.
Riccaboni.
Riccaboni, yes.
Him and Tony Schiavone would be good. Riccaboni and Schiavone.
He almost gives me like Howard Finkel vibes.
Yeah, a little bit. Hardy cosplay.
Over Prime, yes. Guarantee that's going to end up on a shirt tonight on Pro Wrestling Tees or Shop AEW.
Yeah.
I really hope we get Brother Nero and Broken Matt after this match. The delete.
That's a good promo.
Yeah. That's one thing I had to admit about Matt. I think he always had the better promos of the two brothers.
Yeah. I want Jeff Cobb and ROH. That'll be an actually good addition. Well, of course, they can't sign him, but just him popping up in Ring of Honor would be good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, because think about how Ring of Honor and New Japan have had a great relationship for years. They were always lending each other's talent. So I think we'll see more of Cobbs in Ring of Honor.
It's basically AEW and New Japan now, instead of Ring of Honor. Well, technically, it's still Ring of Honor, right?
Because if you think about AEW owns Ring of Honor now, yeah, thanks to Tony, and I think New Japan even owns, or has a couple of smaller promotions in Japan. So really, think about your big three companies are doing well. Well, I guess it's personal preference.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Like I never watched like Swerve's stuff until he came to AEW, but I've been very impressed with him.
When AEW first started, I was saying that they should have signed him. When they first started, he should never went to WWE. They should have signed him, but
yeah,
of course, he went to WWE.
Well, I think it was also hard too because it's like for a lot of these wrestlers, since they were like kids, they dreamed of going to WWE. Now I think it's, I think now more people are starting to see that, AEW, I think AEW will be, hopefully, as long as they can keep going and keep building, I think more and more younger talent are going to want to go to AEW, even with the roster size right now. Think about it, if they're going to make that dream almost have that same credibility as it would with WWE.
It's kind of an example thing when you see other wrestlers go there, and they get ruined. Their character gets all switched around and they don't get used. It's kind of an example of not to go there.
Oh, come on. You didn't like Bearcat Keith Lee? In that, skirt?
I prefer Limitless Keith Lee in NXT. Whoever came up with that idea, I know Vince, he okays everything. Whoever pitched that to him or he came up with it. They're trying to make it like another wrestler. Bearcat. Might sound right.
I think when Vince, now, especially after having some of these, big name wrestlers leave his company on purpose, think about it. After really Adam Cole and, Bryan left, how many wrestlers do they change their names of or shorten their name? Like, I don't think Vince doesn't want them to be, unless he says so. Like, he doesn't want another Roman Reigns. He doesn't want another, Rock or Steve Austin. He wants somebody that he has every little bit that he's him or his writing career has his hands on. At least my personal opinion.
That's what MJF's not going to like. Because, people say just because, like, Cody Rhodes is there, they'll probably have MJF as the same character. But Cody Rhodes he's been in WWE before, so fans know that he's Cody Rhodes already. But
that's
MJF
what surprised me.
Yeah, and MJF is not. He's never been in WWE. And people that hasn't been in WWE, like, they like to own your name. Like, they want to own you. Like,
they
that's why
have every trademark.
Yeah, like, they try to own you. Your name, your everything about you, they try to own.
Well, I remember I know when Chelsea Green first got let go, I know her and Matt were talking on I can't remember if it was her podcast or one of their podcasts they do together. But they were talking, like, she had a hard time getting her trademark back.
Yeah, because, like, that's her actual name, Chelsea Green. Like, how are you going to trademark someone's actual name? And they can't use their actual name. And, this is ridiculous.
Well, it's almost like what Swerve did, because what Swerve did, he didn't give them the full trademark. He used he leased it to them. So that way, when he got let go, he could still use Swerve.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you listened to his podcast with Jericho, but he kind of goes into detail kind of on that whole process.
The Jericho podcast?
Yeah, the Talk is Jericho. Swerve was on it, and it was to be honest, like I didn't realize how well spoken Swerve is. I know he's a very talented and has great promos, but man, he's got one of the best minds in the game.
So far, this triple threat is kicking off good. I mean, I wasn't expecting this to be a 5-star match.
It's a very solid. I think a good 4-star so far. Like it's a very solid TV match. It's keeping the crowd like entertained. No one's it doesn't feel like the energy's been sucked out.
If Jungle Boy loses this match, they're retaining.
Ooh, I think this is going to go either way, but I think they're going to drop hints of Christian turning on Sunday though. I think that's going to play to the finish.
By some of the promos they've been, when Jurassic Express lost a match, they said, he said, y'all were just like losers, or something like that, or like y'all were losers, or something. Like he's dropped hints of him turning.
Well, like I said, it's one of those things that we've been waiting for this. Like we knew, I think a lot of us, especially myself, at least I think we knew that there was going to be some kind of twist and turn that's going to come up. And I definitely, like I said, I think it's finally going to play off. But hopefully, I don't know. Like hopefully, it's going to be. I don't know. I don't know if I want it to be like as soon, or if they want to wait until the next pay-per-view for it.
Double or Nothing's in May. Normally they have All Out in September.
September, yeah.
That's a long way to put off a match. So I wish they would have at least 6 pay-per-views a year, or some kind of like quarterly special. I know they have the quarterly specials, but maybe make those quarterly specials at least 2 hours, 7 hours.
Well, I think that's kind of like the first couple of specials they had, like especially with Bash of the Beach. Yeah. That first one was great, like right before the pandemic, and then the Jericho Cruise one. Like they need to do more stuff like that because like those 2 specials, like I said, they were I remember them as as an AEW fan, like it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
And like Battle of the Belts, I think, like I said, I don't think I'd remember the second one if it wasn't for me actually physically being there.
Yeah. Hopefully for our next quarterly special to have a new name, not Battle of the Belts 3.
Well, like I said, like the fight, like Fighter Fest, like I think they should keep those because at least it kind of pays homage to, before AEW got on TV. So I think that'll be the next big thing.
AEW actually trademarked a new show.
Really? What's it called?
I seen it the other day. Let me find it. It could be the next quarterly special. I'm not. Blood Moon Rising.
Huh. That's interesting.
Educational entertainment services. A continuing program about wrestling, accessibility, about radio, television.
Do you think it's gonna be like very similar to like a Halloween Havoc?
If they did, it'd be around October, November-ish. That could be a Halloween quarterly special or a special Dynamite or something.
That's one thing.
I know. You can go.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Like I was just gonna say, the main event's probably Samoa Joe and Kyle O'Reilly.
I think it'll be a good way to end it. I'm kind of glad they didn't put CM Punk and Hangman for last.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was kind of thinking about this the other day. So, since AEW is doing a show with New Japan here on U.S. soil, I wonder. This is a thought that just popped in my head after you mentioned it, but I wonder if that'll be like a show in Japan. It has a very like Japanese kind of title.
Yeah, I think or I would assume the plan would be to have. Oh, he lands on his feet.
Lands like a cat.
I would assume the plan would be to have a super show card in the U.S. and the next one be in Japan at the Tokyo Dome.
Because they kind of tested that this year. They had They had the 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom. They had like a special another promotion versus promotion night. So that could potentially be next year.
Ooh, that was a great spear. This match is amazing. Back and forth.
Especially with Starks. Every time I watch Starks, I always get amazed by Starks.
Yes.
Wow, that was a good near fall. One thing that I love watching and listening to is I love when people compliment Ricky on being the next Rock.
Yeah. He's definitely got that look in his promos. If he could just get the eyebrow down, he'd have it.
Right.
That's hard to do.
He has his own cocky pose, so I think that'll replace the eyebrow.
Oh, Jungle Boy's got the snare trap in. I think he starts maybe bleeding a little bit. Could be seeing that wrong though.
That snare trap, man. I'm glad they made that look good.
Yeah, that looks like gets to the ropes. Oh man,
yeah. Starks, is just his face, his reaction alone. It makes it look like it really does hurt, or he can't breathe.
Yeah. Swerve breaks it up.
I wouldn't even mind having Swerve and Keith Lee win on Sunday.
Wow, I didn't expect him to win. Shane Strickland or Shane Swerve, he picked up the win. Oh, here comes Will Hobbs.
I think rumor has Hobbs will be he wants to be the first African American champion in the company. I think that would be I think that'd be a good option to do. He has the look, he has the skills.
Yeah. I don't know if Shane Strickland and Keith is going to win now since they won this match. Normally for every pay-per-view, if the person wins, they don't win at the pay-per-view. I don't know. You never know.
I really think it's going to be after our prediction show. I've been kind of thinking about it. I think it's going to be Starks and Hobbs.
Yeah, I could really see it being them. Whoa. That looks stiff. Him landing on two big guys.
It's so good to see him actually do almost what he could do back in NXT.
Yeah.
He's came a long way since his heart and lung issue.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's part of the reason why he was on TV for a little bit in WWE.
It's hard, man. I can't call this tag match on Sunday. I can't place it. I know who I think it's going to be, but
yeah,
I could easily see all three of these teams walking out with the championship.
Yeah, this pay-per-view for Double or Nothing, a lot of the matches aren't predictable.
Which is good because I know they had some criticism in the past about their pay-per-views being a little predictable. So I don't know. I think this Sunday is going to be. I think we're going to have some surprises for sure.
how did they not have a second? Because didn't they have two TNT titles at once? He broke the one, so there should be still one available, right?
Tay Conti's got it in her purse.
I would have already burned that one.
See, that's one thing I didn't agree with. At least the booking is after I'm glad that they had some kind of like workhorse because we never knew when Cody was going to come back after his injuries that they classified it, but COVID. But
yeah,
that was I don't understand that booking how Sammy came out with two belts. Like it's just
they did the intern thing, and
I don't even think they should have done the interim champion. That to me just they should never have done that.
I don't like intern champions because they're not actually the actual champion. So there's no point of having. I mean, I know Cody couldn't help. He had COVID, but I would have just moved it to another show.
Like I said, just make it a number one contenders match. That's all they had to do.
Yeah, the same with Mercedes with the ring ROH Women's Champion. Just have a fatal four, and then whoever wins is the number one contender.
Wow, Thunder Rosa doesn't have any like her signature makeup on.
Crowd's behind Thunder Rosa.
I think after this Sunday, I think this is going to help fix her run.
Yeah, she's only had one title defense. That was against Nyla Rose at Battle of the Belts 2. She hasn't wrestled since then either.
Well, I think she's also been busy because I know she's also been working. She has her own wrestling promotion as well that she's been working on, and I think her son's training to be a wrestler too. So I think she's been training him.
Oh, she's got. I didn't know she had a son.
Yeah, I've seen reports that like I think he's still like under 18, so I don't think he can compete, yet. But I know he's been doing some of her shows and it's been looking pretty solid. So we might have another great another great generation coming in soon.
Yes, Thunder Rosa is a mother to a 16-year-old son. He'll be in AEW. Because I know during the pandemic, it's probably from her promotion, but Thunder Rosa got a lot of the women wrestlers that she was training for dark matches in AEW.
So that's one thing I have to admit I loved about AEW, at least during the pandemic, a lot of these wrestlers were able to get work.
Yeah, because practically everything was shut down, but the only place you could really work was AEW because WWE didn't really use any.
Without signing your life away. Or you being like a professional football player or cheerleader.
Like they used a few of them, but it wasn't for like actual matches. It was like, what was it that what was that thing they did with Braun Strowman? It was like backstage. And Shane McMahon was a part of it.
Dang, I can't remember. It's been a little bit.
It was that. It was like backstage, and like they had a ring in it. It was supposed to be like real fights and stuff. And then they was.
Oh, that's right. It was like Shane McMahon's Fight Club, or
yeah. And like they used a couple of the indie guys on that, but AEW actually had them wrestle matches. I don't know how much they got paid, but
and probably $50 and a hot dog.
Hey, I'd take it just to be on AEW. I mean, that's a big stage to get noticed.
I want to ask. I mean, there's a Facebook group I'm part of, and I don't know if you listen to Matt Cardona and Brian Meyer's wrestling figure podcast, but they have a few like other wrestlers that have been on, not just as enhancement talents, but I'd love to see if we can get VSK, see kind of what it's like coming into like do a dark taping. That'd be kind of cool to get some insight on that, or even see, because I know Max Caster's part of it too, and Danhausen. So
yeah,
That'd be kind of a cool interview.
VSK, he was in Impact recently. I don't think he's with them anymore, but
I think I can't remember if he's officially signed because I think Brian posted something about it, but
I think he was with Impact for a little bit, but he got taken
Yeah.
off the roster page. I
Yeah,
think it was a short-term deal.
Yeah, I think he was doing like the learning tree because he was doing the learning tree with Brian and Vicky and Vicky Dice, and all they were just goons and just getting thrown around. But I don't know.
I will admit their stuff was pretty funny. What was Manny Lemons and Vicky Dice and
I just remember like just Morrissey just coming out and just throwing everybody around.
I think VSK was recently on Dark last night on.
I think it was last week or was it this week or last week?
It was either this week or last week. I remember him being on a match on Dark.
Yeah, I need to get caught up on Dark. I'm a couple weeks behind.
I will say, what was it? I think it was on. Oh, I can't. But there was like 2 really good matches on Dark Elevation this Monday. I forget who it was.
That's one thing that kind of not irritates me, but when I see posts on Facebook saying, I saw one, it was like a meme of John Morrison, Johnny Elite, or it was John Morrison, and then it was Johnny Elite, and then it was Johnny Dark Elevation.
He a lot of people didn't. They think he's signed, but he's not. I think it was just a one. He's not really signed to an AEW contract.
I thought I saw the match graphic with. I thought I saw the that Johnny wrestling or Johnny Elite's All Elite. I thought I saw that.
He said that he's not under contract. He said that it was just a one-time deal. Well, for right now, it is.
Yeah, I think like I said, they kind of need to either trim some of the people off the roster, or they need to start moving people to to the Ring of Honor brand. And I think that's kind of what Tony's plan is, because I don't think he's going to get rid of people like Abaddon.
Well, there is some people's contracts fixing to expire, and I think I know some ones that's not going to get renewed.
Because I know
because when AEW started in 2019, they signed 3-year deals, and their 3-year deals are coming up around May.
True. I think I think Evil Uno's still gonna. I think from what he posted on Twitter, I think he's still staying around with AEW even after Stu Grayson left.
Yes, but they wanted to re-sign him, but he apparently didn't want to re-sign. I don't know the full information about that, but
which is sad because I think Dark Order it was kind of hard after Brody passed, but they could easily have made something with Dark Order still.
Yeah. I hope with the ROH brand, they don't permanently move them from AEW to ROH, because they signed the AEW in the contract. They didn't sign with Ring of Honor. But I feel like they could, even Tony Considine, he would, FTRs on both brands. They would put some people from, big names in AEW on Ring of Honor. They'll probably have Bryan Danielson on there a few times, or people like that.
Which I think you kind of need to, especially at the start, try to get more eyes to Ring of Honor, because I think there's some wrestlers I think especially with Michael Bennett or Canales, what do you want to call him this week, with his group kind of leaving to go to Impact. I'm not even sure who they're going to bring back. That's what I'm curious to see.
I think I know definitely Jonathan Gresham, probably Dalton Castle.
Dalton Castle, I hated Dalton Castle for the longest time, but he had to grow on me. He had to be he had to grow on me. I think now, thinking back, he had some great matches, especially with Cody.
Yeah, and some of the ROH wrestlers is already signed to AEW, like Brody King, Danhausen. I think Jonathan Gresham is signed, but he's signed to both AEW and ROH. So I think they'll do that. No one's getting permanently moved, but some wrestlers might just be showcased on Ring of Honor more, or it's basically like their NXT.
Well, I would move I'd probably move the Blondes over, because, like I said, I think they need a little bit more growth, but I think especially with Pillman,
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done anything with Pillman. Like that's what really surprised me. He had a few good matches, especially with MJF, but I don't feel like I think he's being a little wasted or being buried a little bit in the shuffle.
Bandito, I don't know what he's doing.
Because
Cheeseburger, they'll probably sign Cheeseburger. He was on Dark Elevation.
True.
Josh Woods, they'll probably sign back.
I kind of hope they bring back Flip Gordon.
Yeah, Flip Gordon.
Because especially I think, or who else was? Because I think wasn't it Flip? Because wasn't he? I know he was with Marty Scurll for a little bit until Marty had those those allegations, sadly.
Yeah. I'm looking on the ROH website, and of course, there's some people on here that's already signed to Impact or went to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
This also doesn't make sense. They got Samoa Joe on the active ROH roster, but they got a lot of people who's not even in ROH anymore. Kevin Owens is not with ROH anymore.
I'm surprised they haven't made an alumni page or.
Well, they got an alumni page, but there's the active alumni, and Kevin Owens is on the active.
Conspiracy. WWE owns everything.
So next we got Britt Baker and Tony Storm. I don't know who's going to win this one.
I would love to see Tony.
Yeah, because I feel like Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa's got a lot of the spotlight for the last few months.
To be honest with you, this is one of Britt's, I think one of her tougher opponents.
Yeah.
Because really for a while there, like I said, Thunder Rosa was really, her and Nyla Rose were the only ones that really took Britt, almost to the limit. Maybe even Chris Statlander, but Tony, like I said, she's had time to grow and be polished. But that's one thing I have to admit about NXT with some of these wrestlers, they really helped get polished and improve their skills. But then again, you also had Regal as a coach. You had Albert. Is it Matt Bloom that played Albert?
Yeah.
Yeah. And having Michaels and just those guys, like I said, they've done and they know psychology, especially with Triple H too. So this is, it's like I said, I had to admit, I think it was a good thing that they went to NXT first.
Yeah. Maybe they can move Sky Blue to ROH. I wouldn't move anyone permanently, but some ROH stars, some AEW stars would mainly focus on ROH, and some, like Jonathan Gresham, I'm pretty sure he's going to be on AEW too.
Yeah, I think with Gretchen, of course, I can even see Cole going over for a few matches too.
Adam Cole, yeah, I could see him going to ROH.
Just because, especially like I said, because him and especially with Cole and Red Dragon, their ties being with Ring of Honor.
It sucks that they couldn't sign the Briscoes because they didn't. The TNT and Warner Media, that they didn't want them to sign the Briscoes.
That to me was sad.
Something that one of them said, I can't know which one it was, but he said something offensive years ago.
When they didn't even give him a chance to apologize and make it because that's one thing is we all make mistakes and we all say things we don't mean or mess up, especially because like I said, times change, but they should at least give him a chance to make up for it because we're all human.
Yeah. I don't know what else he could do. All he could do is apologize. That's all he can.
You would just have to take a Sammy Guevara approach and maybe just have him go to some kind of I can't remember what his term was, but where they had to go take classes on how to be a better person.
MJ, I would love to see MJF in one of those.
You know what? That could be a fun little backstage vignette. That would be. I could see him. That'd be great.
How to be a MJF.
And then they'll just have him just have an old fashion projector just how the doctor or teacher just like flashing through pictures like, okay, so this is where you spit on a fan. Instead of spitting on a fan, what could you have done better? Just have him just say nothing. Just be like, so instead of doing a low blow to to your good friend Cody Rhodes, maybe you should have tried a hug instead. But I think that would be a great that's one thing I have to admit about AEW is they've had some really fun just little moments throughout the show. I missed the MJF and Jericho what was it, that Broadway themed song they did?
Yeah.
The I can't remember how I pronounce it. That steak dinner, yeah, that was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Or the Vegas trip.
They actually got fined for that on one of those. They were smoking something. Then you could see some of the stuff they were smoking.
Oh no!
And they got fined for that.
Worth it.
You guys think? Yeah, I know when TNA had that with who was it? Someone died. I can't remember who was in TNA, but someone in being the Elite, Joey Ryan passed away.
I think they could do something.
Maybe on BTE or something.
Yeah,
like that.
They could easily do a fun spoof, or what they could do is do something like when Kenny comes back, kind of do a memorial for Kenny, and then Kenny just shows up in smoke and he's like, "I'm not dead."
Hey,
Danhausen.
Yeah, Danhausen would be perfect for that.
Just have him just laying in a coffin and just have him sit up and go. Hey, so I haven't seen a whole lot of funeral angles. There's a couple of good spoofs, but yeah, I don't know. That's one thing that I never really thought about in AEW. So it'd be interesting to see.
Tony Storm with the Alabama Slam. It was kind of like an Alabama Slam. Someone's bleeding because referee's putting the gloves on. Comes Jamie Hayter. How much you want to bet Jamie Hayter costs Britt Baker? Because she costed her the TBS Women's Tournament.
Talk about a face. Would Britt turn face in this instant or Jamie?
Who would? That'd be tough to say.
Roll up.
Kicks out. Oh, suplex. German suplex, to be exact.
2.5. Dang.
This is a good women's match.
One thing that I have to admit though, because normally the crowd's really tired at this point before the main event, and it seems like they're not as tired tonight with this match. I feel like it's very suspenseful, more of instead of just being exhaustion.
Yeah, that's what I'm glad AEW is 2 hours of 3 hours. Because in 3 hours, fans will get exhausted. Especially watching Raw, you'll be exhausted the first 10 minutes. or bored.
Well, I remember the first Raw I went to, that was my main complaint was it felt like there was more talking than wrestling, and that kind of just took away from the show. And it's kind of how they stretched it. It just, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
The spacing of a 3-hour show is kind of harder to do. Well, at least weekly. Pay-per-views is a different story.
That was bullcrap. I don't want to see Britt Baker.
Really? Britt Baker won?
I don't want to see Britt Baker in another big match. I mean, someone else needs to get a chance besides Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa. It's going to be Britt Baker and Ruby Soho.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
And I hope Ruby wins.
I think that's what they're leaning towards. I think Ruby deserves it more than Britt does.
Yeah, because Britt, she had the AEW title for almost 200 plus days. What is the special start time for Rampage? Didn't say, but I'm not looking for. I hate those start times. So, are we getting a Casino Battle Royal buy-in? Normally, we're going to do it. Probably
I
not.
don't. Yeah, I probably with all the matches they have announced, like I said, it's a very stacked card already. I don't. I think they're gonna lead that one off. And like I said, a lot of fans, it really didn't sit right with some. I liked it personally, but a lot of fans just didn't like the concept.
I thought it was better than the traditional Battle Royal because you had each suits of cards. I mean, you had you had the hearts, you had
The diamonds,
diamond, spades.
Well, especially with being back in Vegas, like I said, it would make sense.
Yeah, because Double or Nothing, Vegas. Yeah, it's totally going to be Britt Baker and Ruby Soho.
Yeah. I guess they could probably, or just put in the, at least put in the buy-in, like, put in the buy-in because, that way, like, so you'll get people tuned in for it.
Yeah, because right now they only have one buy-in match. Well, I think they're going to have, has been announced, but Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant versus Scorpio, Ethan. Well, no, Scorpio and Ethan and Paige Van Zant versus
Kazarian,
Sammy, and Tay Conti. I don't want to see that match, though. I'm sick of that story.
Well, I think a lot of places, it's drawn out so much. Like, they should have trimmed some fat off of it. And I don't know, like, I mean, what, 3 times they've gone against each other or 4?
Scorpio and Sammy. This is 1, 2, 3. This will be their 4th time if they do that Double or Nothing. Not one-on-one. Well, the first 3 was one-on-one. This will be 4th time.
It just seems unnecessary.
They should have ended this when Scorpio won it back.
I don't know. I'm just.
A lot of people's tired of it. I think Tony Khan knows that.
I think after this, just bury it. Like, I don't know. The hard part is, like I said, I would even have Tay and Sammy kind of go off TV for about a month or 2 months. Like I said, they're just. I love both talent, and I know they're playing into like the fans, but I don't need to see Sammy and Tay Conti making out every week.
That's it.
They're almost as bad as the Miz and Maurice.
I was saying a couple weeks ago that they remind me of like Edge and Lita, and they used to always do something like that, like that alive.
Yeah, as long as we don't see. Well, let's say, like, what are we allowed to say on it? Because I wanted to say the word. I was gonna bring that up, but it's like probably shouldn't do it. I don't want to lose.
I
viewers.
hope they never do that. I don't want to see that.
That's
a waste of time.
I don't need to see Sammy. I really don't need to see Sammy and anything less.
But, I think they should just after Double or Nothing, they need to start out fresh with the TNT title.
Just kind of build it back up, like have like do like a program, like have like Dante, maybe have like Griff Garrison, maybe John Silver, build it up to be pristine and like almost like where like Scorpio could lose this at any moment, and then
bring back the open challenge every week. Scorpio's got to win the title, and it's a mystery, or they could just announce it, but a mystery person every week, and it comes close to where he could lose it. Because I know when Cody did it, he went against Jungle Boy, Orange Cassidy, Eddie Kingston, and all those were great matches.
Warhorse, like that one was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was great.
That's another, like, I'm hoping that they sign him for like Ring of Honor because I think Warhorse would be a good addition. I just love his rock theme gimmick. I think it's perfect. I think it would be good for ROH. Give him a little season, and I think maybe in a couple of years, move him up to the main roster.
He actually has a tag partner. I can't think of his name.
He does?
Or used to. I don't know if he still does or not. Because when I was with that wrestling promotion, I actually tried to book him for a few shows. And at the time, he had a tag partner. Yeah, main event Samoa Joe and Kyle O'Reilly. But this one is hard to say.
Have these two ever faced off? Like, did they ever face off in NXT? Or was Joe on main roster when he came over?
They may have been on NXT. I think when Samoa Joe went back to NXT, from the main roster back to NXT, maybe they were on the same brand, but I don't know if they ever went against each other. I don't even know if they did anything in Ring of Honor together. I don't know if anyone in the comments knows that. If you guys know any match with them two facing each other, this match could go either way. Because Samoa Joe hasn't lost a match yet in AEW.
I don't think he's going to until Sunday.
I think he could win this, and then Jay Lethal cost him at the big one. I'm glad Sanjay Dutt is back in a storyline or back in wrestling because he is signed as a producer in AEW. Sanjay Dutt is.
Yeah, I forgot he's signed as a producer.
And they found ROH officially made his on-screen debut. Well, he was on the AEW before that as breaking up brawls and stuff.
I think, like I said, I think no matter what, Joe is going to get the biggest crowd reaction everywhere he goes.
Yeah, I don't know who said it, but a few streams ago, someone said at Ring of Honor when he debuted, like you never heard the theme song before, but you just knew it was Samoa Joe.
Like I said, that's one thing. Like I said, it has a little bit of hints from his NXT theme.
Yeah,
but like it just has that like Godzilla, that giant, Kong kind of monster. Because really, that's kind of when I think of Joe, I think of like Kong. Like he's such a brute, and just the way that he tosses people in the ring. Holy cow! Like he's a very unique talent for sure.
One of my favorite Samoa Joe matches him versus Kurt Angle in TNA.
Oh, that was amazing.
Well, they had multiple ones, but it was when Samoa Joe was like undefeated, and I think Kurt Angle finally was the one to beat him. I think that match was amazing. Like when you thought it was over, it was just beginning.
Well, I think it's like almost like a passing of the torch moment too, because like I said, they're both very amazing athletes, especially when it comes to submission holds.
This match is going to be interesting to see because Kyle O'Reilly is a big technical wrestler, and Samoa Joe's.
It would still be cool to see Cole versus O'Reilly.
Yeah, have a longer match this time. I really wish the finals. Well, I was saying it could have been Adam Cole versus Darby Allin because Darby Allin doesn't have a match on the pay-per-view.
That is very surprising. I think he's had a match on every pay-per-view except for this one.
That's why I felt they could have a casino battle royal and have him win it. Because they still got wrestlers that's not even on the card, like Lance Archer, Lee Moriarty, Dante Martin, Matt Sydal.
There's just like I said, it just has so many like great wrestlers.
Like if I was booking it, I could book a casino battle royal just like that.
Well,
I may wouldn't have had a Joker because you got plenty of people.
But who has some? Well, you could still do like a Joker, but just have like Miro come back out because I know he's been away for a little bit.
Yeah, someone that's in AEW but hasn't been on, or Kip Sabian, or
because Kip's. I think he's officially all healed up because he's been getting ready to come back. So I wonder if we'll see something on Sunday with him.
Yeah, he's been posting some stuff on Twitter, really hinting at him coming back. What is the stuff on Kyle O'Reilly's back? I've seen some other wrestlers do that.
It's like a cup kind of therapy thing, like a suction cup thing.
Yeah, Kenny Omega has done that.
I know Kenny's done it. I know The Rock has done it a couple times. but like supposed to like I think help like relieve some kind of pressure to their muscles. Something. It just looks painful and bruisey.
Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly's got stiff kicks.
Did Kyle ever go to Japan?
If he did, it was with ROH and New Japan, one of their shows together. But
He almost reminds me of Nakamura, like how he strikes.
Yeah, I'd like to see Shinsuke Nakamura in AEW because he feels wasted in WWE.
That Mania match, like with him and Styles, I thought it was good. I know it wasn't the Tokyo Dome quality, but man, ever since then, like it's just been they don't know how to book foreign talent.
No, like Andrade.
Andrade, like yeah.
Triple H made him a mega star in NXT to going down and teaming with Angel Garza.
Well, even like watching like Andrade, like when he went up, I don't know if it was like a 2 or 3 series matches that he had against Rey Mysterio, but those matches, that's where I really became a fan of Andrade.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Even then, I just feel like nobody has really got him right. Like I like his mob boss kind of themed character, but yeah, I don't know, he just I think he's still kind of getting a little bit lost in the shuffle a little bit. I wonder how much damage that they did to Joe's arm. Like he's not, I don't know, he's probably playing it off, but man, that's he's making it look like it hurts really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that boot ever come towards my face.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kyle O'Reilly took a bit of a rubber sole there. I wonder if he has got some in his teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think Joe might win this one. Come on, Joe, get up, Joe. To be honest with you, like I said, compared to last week, this one's definitely been one of the better episodes in a while.
Yeah.
Everything tonight, it's made me even more excited for Sunday. Hopefully, I said, I know they haven't had a bad pay-per-view. I don't think it's going to let us down.
No, if I had to rank them, their worst pay-per-view was All Out 2020. Some of the matches were good, but just Britt Baker and Thunder in a Big Swole match was very sloppy, I thought.
Because they were still, was that without the crowd still, or were they finally have a small crowd in that one?
Yeah, they're a small crowd, but the Battle Royal was messy. Matt Sydal made his. That was the worst debut in AEW history. I swear it was.
Well, yeah, it was Mike Nakazawa's fault. He ruined it.
I mean, like that was a good way to counter that.
Like I said, at least they try to like make it part of a story with their botches. I give them credit. It's almost as bad. I wish they would have done a story with, especially, well, I would say probably the worst, not main event wise, but was that that barbed wire death match,
Yeah.
exploding barbed wire death match. That they should have done something else afterwards instead of just having them huddle against the ring too. I don't know, that they oversold that a little bit. At least Moxley had the courage to come on the mic saying, Kenny can't build, contraption worth.
I think Kenny Omega was real furious about that, and Tony Khan didn't pay for it.
Oh no, I would refuse to pay for that too. Like I said, if I wanted sparklers, I would have just went up to the guy up the street with a fireworks stand to get it. But yeah, it's like I said, I don't like I said. I think this pay-per-view is going to pay off. Like I said, I think it's going to get. I think something's going to happen though. I think we're going to get something big towards Forbidden Door. Because we're exactly a month out from Forbidden?
Yep, it's in next month.
Do you think they should have started building it? I know that they had some with Rocky Romero and then have Jeff Cobb and I can't remember the other guy's name, but I know they build it a little bit. But do you think their build should have started sooner?
Next Wednesday would have to be when they start doing it because for AEW they have their own pay-per-view. They're trying to build for that and trying to build for Forbidden Door. I think tonight was the start of it with Jeff Cobb, and then I think next week we'll see a lot of New Japan stuff because they're gonna have to.
I think the best way to start it off would just get Bullet Club or what's their name or Tama's group Bonsai. I think that's what they're called now. Or have one of those two groups kind of start the war off.
Get Okada.
Okada, man, that guy is, man, he is on a whole nother level. He's almost him and Kenny, man. They are just on other levels when it comes to wrestling.
I want to see the unusual match, like the unusual matches you would never expect, like Pac and Okada, or Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Cobb, or Kenny Omega versus Samoa Joe, Jay Lethal versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good kick by Samoa Joe. I hope they never do that. I told Nelly.
I'm good. That could stay in WWE. Ugh.
Yeah, the night show's been for Dynamite. It's been very great.
Yeah, this has been, like I said, I've been very impressed with tonight's show. This is probably, I think maybe even I would say, almost go and say it's probably the best Dynamite of the year, or at least top 3 so far.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Nokia clutch. Or the sleeper hold. Colorado going to tap out. Wow.
Just O'Reilly's face, like he's trying so hard, but it literally looks like he's choking. Oh, he's out.
He put him out cold.
Wow.
Samoa Joe is going to Double or Nothing to face Adam Cole. Wow.
Huge dream match for sure.
Yeah, never expect to see that. It's a dream match you never knew you wanted.
You had to do a dream match for the Owen Cup.
And if they are having titles be crowned for the men's and women's tournament, Adam Cole or Samoa Joe could become an AEW champion. So is Britt Baker or Ruby Soho. I don't know if that's true or not, but if the two people that win actually become champions.
Well, from what it sounds like, it's almost like when you win the Royal Rumble that you're gonna like get an actual championship opportunity down the road.
They said that there's supposed to be some new title presentations at Double or Nothing, at least 2 of them. What's that last comment? What's the special next week? I'm gonna go with the a Double or Nothing review. We did the predictions, then we'll do a review of the show. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Dynamite. That was a very great Dynamite, best of the year, or one of the best of the year.
I was gonna say, like I said, this has been like, I think from like start to finish, even though like the women's match, like it didn't feel like there was any low peaks at all. Like the crowd seemed like they enjoyed it. I for sure enjoyed it. I think Connor, I think you.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, like just like talking. Like I said, this has been. Like I said, I think this is probably maybe top 3 go home shows for a pay-per-view.
I feel like every match tried to top the next match.
Yeah, like I said, I still think like the cage match was probably the best match of the night, at least story-wise. But I think every moment it played a good key role. And I think some of the struggles and some of the comments I was reading earlier on Facebook and Twitter, I think it's going to put some of those addresses to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very great Dynamite. Well, I guess you consider the Rampage to go home because that's technically the last show for Double or Nothing. But
True.
We'll be back here tomorrow night for Carly's Dynamite review Rampage ramp up. She will be on with Adam. Them two will be on. As she said, she wants to have a different weekly guest on there. So Mr. Jacobs will probably be on there the next Thursday. Then Lane or then someone else. We're just going to rotate that show. But yeah, Carly's show is back tomorrow night, then Rampage. Then we'll do it all over again Monday. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Take care.